Right, how are we doing? I've gone for the very orange look today, as you can see. My normal boiler suit I had to put in the wash after dehorning calves yesterday. It's very wet, so I'm in a new one. Down with the 155 and the topper. I'm probably going to do some topping later, but I need to go and do some spraying first. I want to wash out the sprayer, so the bit of glyphosate that's left in it, I want to wash that out before we go on to pre-emergence. It's not the end of the world if there's a bit of glyphosate left in it, but the bit that is in it, I've got somewhere for it to go, so we're going to go and do that first. I'll drop the sprayer off. It does mean I've got to change the power shaft because it's on a 1000 spline for this, or 21 spline I should say, 1000 speed, and we need it back on the other one. I'm going to drop this off, put the sprayer on, and go and do a bit of spraying. Just started the machine up because I forgot I had to actually lower the bed of this down so that you get enough play on the power shaft to be able to slide that off. The next thing I need to do is take out a circlip in there, but I'm not going to do that until I can turn the tractor off, and I want to put that in neutral first, and I can't do that until the screens load up. What I have to do is sit here and wait until these screens decide to load up. That way I can then put the power shaft in neutral, turn the tractor off, flip it round, and slide it back in the other way. What we can do whilst we're waiting is plug in the controls for our joystick for the sprayer. So they go in this middle socket here, goes in there like that, just screws on in, press accept there, neutral on that one, kill the engine. Now some tractors are different, some will have a bolt on shaft, none of the Massey Fergusons that we have do. You have to unbolt one side and bolt another bit on. Whereas this one's just a circlip there, pull it out, turn it around, slide it back in. So this is the 21 spline side, as you can see there. And then what we need to do is take this circlip, this little spring off, and then on the 6 spline side, you need to put that circlip back on, and there's a flat piece. You can see here this flat bit where the two heads of the circlip there line up, and you can squeeze them in. So you squeeze the two prongs together as you push the shaft in there, and then they release, and then that is that locked in, so that can't go anywhere, can't fly out whilst you're using a power shaft implement. Things like pliers and spanners and hammers, various bits like that, I keep in the tractor of my own, so these are my own personal pliers. You end up spending a lot of time otherwise running to and from the workshop when you want to take out just a simple thing like that to change around. So all my own tools I keep in my tractor or in the toolbox. So what I am doing here is actually filling up the clean water tank on the sprayer. I'll take you around the other side, you'll be able to see it a bit better. So this here is the clean water tank. I believe it's 400 litres this will hold, and there is a sight indicator somewhere in this tube, but see the level is right down the bottom at the moment. Just about hear it going in there. Fortunately on this sprayer you have to manually or gravity feed that tank up. It doesn't go via the pump, because obviously you can mix with chemical if you go via the pump. On the new sprayer that we're hoping to get, if everything works out, you can actually do it via the pump, but at the moment I have to manually fill this one up. Both of our tanks that we use to fill the main body of the sprayer up, they don't sit high enough to gravity fill it because the fill port is right up here. So what I do is I come down to our stock handling where we got a hose pipe on a reel, I just fill it up with a pipe. It's not a big issue. I don't have to do this very often because we don't do a stupid amount of spraying, and when we're doing something like glyphosate like we are at the minute, we tend to be doing glyphosate for a long time. It's only if we're doing something like going from barley to wheat on a specific product that will harm one or the other, we have to do this process. But yeah, we put this in and then we'll spray out what's in the tank, wash it out 3 times, and that'll be clean to go on to pre-emergent spraying as and when we need to. Right, we are ready, all filled up with clean water. Going to spray out what is in the tank, and then we will flush it out afterwards. Becoming a busy week again on the farm. John's going to go off and do some power harrowing this afternoon. Craig's gone off in the hedge trimmer on the 130. Can you believe we've had that tractor 3 years now? I remember it turning up exactly where I am in the yard now on the lorry with Sean. It's just had its third service as part of its package that we bought it with, like the warranty and service package we bought it with, before it ran out. So that one's all ready to go for another however many hours or a year, depending on what comes first. Whilst I'm on that topic, Masons who do our servicing for us on our tractors, especially, well, the John Deeres anyway, the ones that they look after, they have currently got on a bit of a winter service sale. So I think up until the last day of the year, 31st of December, if you book in for a winter service for your machine, you get 20% off parts and labour. There are a few terms and conditions, but I'll leave a link down in the description so you guys can go and see that if you want to. So Rich came out and did the 130 for us. Might have been not last week, the week before. We like Rich. He's our tame mechanic. He's fantastic on the end of the phone as well, even if it's tiny little things. If there's something going on with the tractor, ring him up, say, Rich, what do you reckon? And he'll either tell you what he thinks or send someone out, or most things we can diagnose over the phone. We've got the remote display access with the, what do they call it? John Deere Link. So if I've got something going on my screen, I can ring up the service guys, say I've got this going on, and they can just dial in and they can see exactly what it is that's going on my screen. Saves having people called out if we don't need to have them called out. Get this sprayer unfolded, do a bit of spraying. This is what we came and topped back along. So you can see I've topped off most of the grass, but it is obviously very green here. And it's greened up a bit where Tom's been in with the Sumo. Now, I'm going to do the headland first, because that is by far the worst bit with the spray I've got in the tank. And then the stuff that we dilute down to wash out, I'll probably do over the Sumo stuff, because there'll still be a bit of Roundup residue in it that will take that out. So that's what we'll do. So we have done the actual bit of spraying I wanted to do. We're now washing out. So we're just going back around the headlands again. This will be mainly water that's coming out, but any residue of glyphosate that is in the tank will hopefully be coming out with it. You can see we've got the bane of every sprayer man's life there, which is a telegraph pole, but good job we've got brake backs on the end. I'm just trying to target all this really grassy stuff to get rid of most of it. Lovely even pattern coming out all the nozzles, which is good to see. Topper is all hooked back on the tractor, ready to go after I have some lunch. But just before, I've got 4 calf ear tags here. I think I could have found a bigger note. That I want to move from one pen to another to make up a whole batch of 20. Makes my feeding routine far simpler to do that. So I've got the 4 oldest in the most recent batch of Angus's that we picked up. I'm going to put across with the 16 that we've had here for a little while, which will make a big group of 20. I mean, I have 4 groups of 20 to feed, which is 2 even mixes, rather than doing 3 different mixes. Does that make sense, or was that just gone? But anyway, we're moving 4 calves from one pen to another. There's 16 in this pen. All happy as Larry. Flies have turned up again with this good weather. And there are 10 in here. I also need to unhang that gate and get rid of that. 11, you are on my list. Come over and see me. Look at that for a stretch. Oh, hella. We want 11, 16, 17, and 19. There's 17. There's 19. 16 then. Oh, concrete. I know, you've not seen concrete yet. Know what you're thinking? What an athlete he is. Oh, blowing out my backside. Those guys are now in there. Is that them down there? There's one of them anyway. So that'll be an easier mix now this evening when I come to feed them. They're all on the same level of milk anyway. So that just leaves 6 in here. We've got 4 more Angus's coming to join these hopefully this week. And we've got 10 more of the British Blues coming next week. I'm knackered. I'm so unfit. And then that'll make 20 in there. And then that will be the shed full. I deserve a cup of tea, I think. Right, back out on the topper. Look at all this. This is all supposed to be part of the field here. We're reclaiming it. Giving it a good old mulching. Hopefully then Tom's guys will be able to come and give it a bit of a pasting with the Sumo. Oh, struggling. See, I'm always a bit afraid to get too close to the fence with the sprayer because I don't want to damage the fence or the sprayer, but at least with the topper we're going slow enough we can get pretty close, and if it's going to go wrong we can stop in time. This is always where I start with the sprayer. You can see it's a bit greener there. Doesn't quite get going as I start moving away, but we are getting it with the topper. Look, oh. Along here then is an actual grass margin, but trying not to touch those if I can help it because we don't need to. The rest of this field, to be honest, considering this is poor field, isn't too bad. The headland's a bit green here, so look, that's from there that way. That will need doing. And probably the same down the bottom. There's a couple tram lines that are a bit green up there. Here. We'll do all those bits, but we probably won't worry too much about the rest of it. It's all just stubble. Right, I have done all that I'm going to do now with the topper. See, we've got a margin around this field there, and also up this side here. I got a bit close to that side with the sprayer, as you can see. A little bit of good luck. I nearly lost me old doofer here, whatever you want to call it, the strap. Sort of fell off of its holding position there. This thing could do with a birthday. Now I've got one more field I need to do. I haven't got time to do it today. I need to go and feed my calves, but what I might do is sharpen up the blades quick, just because I know where I'm going. There is a lot of grass to get. But it does a very good job of mulching this all up. Very, very tacky. Look at all the mud we've got. Anyway, let's fold this up. We'll go back to the workshop. If there's no one in the workshop, we'll fold it up and sharpen the blades there, but otherwise we'll get on and do some calf feeding. Folding. Now that is not particularly sharp on there. Here's good old mechanic Josh here. If I'm being completely honest, I haven't really got time to brighten those up at the moment, but I shall do it in the morning before I go out with it, because you could do with a tickle up, couldn't it? Admittedly, not what it's designed to be doing, topping stubbles, but you know, it's doing a good old job. Picked up a bit of barbed wire there as well by the looks of things. Better get that out. That is not supposed to be in there. Right, I'm going to leave this here for now. I'll go and feed the calves. If I have time afterwards, I might do it then. So it's all ready to go then. Tomorrow. This has just turned up today as well, which is our KWS TARDIS. That is barley seed. Ah, I told Mel there was no delivery note. There it is, delivery note. So we'll hopefully get this in the ground very, very soon. I need to put it under cover somewhere. I'll have to do that in a minute. But I'll leave you guys there. Thank you very much for watching. As always, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Loads of links down in the description. Go and check them out at your pleasure, and we'll see you on another video very soon. Cheerio.